Alright, before reviewing 2018's films, I gotta tell you my 10 worst films of 2017. Just so you know, there are 2 films in this list that I did watch but didn't get the chance to review. So coming in at number 10 is Justice League. I was shocked at how below par Justice League turned out to be, which is all the more disappointing given that this film is the first live-action showing of the venerated heroic ensemble. Justice League's production was troubled and it shows. The final product in turn was a jumbled, tonally inconsistent mess plagued by paper-thin characters and rushed pacing, completely alleviating the sense of camaraderie and novelty of the ensemble that the film attempted to win audiences over with. Steppenwolf is possibly the weakest DC villain I've ever seen, and the CGI looked pretty cheap and unfinished for an exorbitantly priced blockbuster. Definitely one to avoid. Justice League even flounders as popcorn entertainment. The moment I saw Matt Damon in the Great Waltz trailer, I knew there was some trouble coming. Not because he's a bad actor, but because he was completely miscast. Putting aside Matt Damon's dodgy accent and out-of-place feel, the film itself was a stinker. The characters are shallower than the foot-deep wading pool in my apartment complex, and the plot is overdrawn and driven almost entirely by non-stop CG action, topped off with a subplot that goes absolutely nowhere. The director of Hero did this? How the mighty have fallen. What a shame, because the bland snorefest that is The Great Wall is a waste of his visual craft. I used to be a Saw fanatic in my earlier days of my passion for cinema. My standards have risen over the years, so it's easier to see the problems with this franchise. The 8th entry, dubbed Jigsaw, is the worst Saw film I have seen since Saw 3D. From a storytelling standpoint, Jigsaw is sloppy, lazy, rushed, and reliant on shocking twists to offset the flaws. Even the traps failed to hold my attention this time around. They were very tame and lacking in creativity. Most disappointingly, Jigsaw is proudly intent on being another money-grubbing installment into the franchise. That sucks to me big time because so many ideas and opportunities have been flushed down the drain. Speaking of money grubbing, I don't think anything pisses me off more than sequels that nobody asked for. Rings is a vigorously bland mess that should have stayed inside the ass of whoever thought it up. Excruciatingly boring, lacking in scares, and failing to do anything of worth with its premise in the modern digital age, Rings is nothing more than rehashed, unimaginative drivel fit for the toilet bowl. Steer clear from this abomination lest you end up like those who watch the cursed video. Flatliners is possibly the most pathetic attempt at a cash grab I have seen in 2017. The 1990 original was already a forgettable fart in the wind, so I'm perplexed as to why anybody would want to resuscitate it. This embarrassment to cinema is illogically plotted, sloppily cobbled together, and does absolute zilch with such a complex premise that deserves the royal treatment of Christopher Nolan. Flatliners is also a disgustingly generic horror film that is so predictable, so lacking in scares, and so bland that even a 3-year-old would probably scoff at its feeble attempts to impress the audiences. Absolute rubbish. I don't know why a talented actress like Ellen Page would even think about signing up for this crap. I don't know what was going on through the heads of esteemed veteran actors Anthony Hopkins and Ben Kingsley when they decided to sign up for this piece of junk. Collide is as achingly unimaginative as it is worthless. Plagued by middle school level dialogue, illogical plotting, and bland action set pieces, this sorry excuse of a film wastes the talents of its cast and the time of anybody unfortunate enough to see it. I don't even know why I dragged myself to the theater to watch Collide. Just thinking about it is an annihilation of energy. Oh my dear, I think I would rather be raped with a cactus than watch this again. 50 Shades Darker actually manages to be even worse than its already shoddy predecessor. This awkward, cringeworthy snooze fest lacks even an iota of chemistry between the two leads. Moreover, it's written with atrocious dialogue and plagued by a messy, paper-thin, and practically non-existent story. This film will win awards, alright. Raspberries, of course. 50 Shades of Grey swept the Golden Raspberries in 2016, so how will this one do? Will it come close to Jack and Jill with its whopping 10 Raspberry wins? It's no secret that video game films are absolutely terrible, but how is it possible to still feel cheated out of your money after expecting zilch from Resident Evil: The Final Chapter? Continuous, never-ending action sequences broken by plot exposition so faceless it could make a robot cry. Subpar performances and utterly incompetent storytelling aside, the action itself was a disaster. Poorly filmed and chaotically edited, what we're left with is a splitting headache instead of the only redeeming factor of a rubbish movie. Just dreadful. I think you're gonna need an aspirin the size of a hockey puck to recover from this bilge. Good lord, this one is bad. I remember a new Golden Raspberries category being created. Worst eye-gouging misuse of 3D after The Last Airbender. Just like The Last Airbender triggered the creation of this new category, Crapola, like the Emoji Movie, is more than enough to create a new category for the Golden Raspberries. Worst animated film of the year. The Emoji Movie is one poorly written, sloppy, unfunny, boring, and utterly shallow pieces of junk with some of the most forgettable characters I have seen in a very, very, very long time. Soulless as it is messy, this blatantly consumeristic vat of skunk oil tries to find any reason to insert apps into the film to simply showboat and waste everyone's precious time. Don't even let your kids watch this one. I guarantee they will crap on it even more than I just did. The Emoji Movie is a shockingly bad film, nothing more than one massive ad masquerading as family-friendly entertainment. Alright, so here it is, the worst piece of crap I've had the misfortune to witness in 2017. With the exception of the first Transformers film, every installment after that was extremely disappointing and subpar. But I think The Last Knight was the first time I actually felt unclean while sitting through a Transformers flick. Did Michael Bay even read the toilet paper script? Lacking even a lick of cohesion or characters to care for, this sloppily filmed, cacophonous, horrifically written, cluttered, and utterly soulless piece of garbage was absolute torture to sit through. 2.5 hours of my life that I am never getting back. Thank the Lord this disgrace to cinema fell way below expectations at the box office. I know Michael Bay is not going to be directing any more Transformers films, but at this point I don't even know how redemption could be achieved. So there you have it, my 10 most hated films of 2017. What are your most hated films of 2017? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you like what I do, give me a like, hit that big subscribe button, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.